Okay, in this video I am going to show you in Revit 2020 how to create and modify railings. All right, so we go to the architecture ribbon and we find railings right here. We'll click on railings and it puts us in a mode to start drawing those railings. And there's some things that you'll look at, such as chain, which means you turn that on, and if you have to go around some turns and some corners and things like that, then your rails will follow and turn and automatically create the joint. Or if you don't want that, then you just have to go around and make each side manually and then use maybe some sort of a join type tool like the corner tool to join those up. And of course you have all these drawing tools up here. You may be asked to draw a circular or something with an arc in it, so you would use those tools right here to draw, say, a railing with some type of an arc to it. And matter of fact, I'll show you that as well. So just a straight railing we'll put here on this surface. Typically you do want an offset to your railings. You'll still use the geometry that is set before you to draw the railings, but you want it to be offset. And you're going to offset it to the inside. And remember the direction that Revit draws in a clockwise fashion. So if you do an offset, know that if you draw this way, it's going to offset to the inside. If you draw this way, it's going to offset out here to the outside, I think. Okay, sometimes Revit will surprise me. It's been a while since I've worked with railings, but of course, whichever way it turns out, I just have to go in and correct whatever it is. So let's do some railings with an offset, and I just want to offset these like 3 inches from the edge. Of course, you don't want the railings right on the edge. They wouldn't have any support that way. So set it for 3, and I'm going to click start drawing. Okay, and I was a little bit wrong there. It's I guess that offset is set to offset it to the outside, and I would think that because the drawing direction is naturally clockwise, that it would be just the opposite. So what I'll do is I'll just hit the escape button and I'll start over here and then start drawing. So going counterclockwise, now you can see how I'm drawing along the line for this surface, and it is creating that 3-inch offset. You can see how the pink line is offset 3 inches to the inside, although I'm drawing on the line that makes the edge of the surface. And then of course I get to one end and I just click, okay, and it's placed, and then I can click the green check mark, and then it gives me a set of railings right there. You can see they're still offset from the edge. So we'll go ahead and take a look at that from a cutaway perspective, sectional view I should say. Okay, so here's the railing right there, and then here's the surface. Okay. All right, so let's say you had a curve or something that you needed to apply this to. Let's create a curve somewhere. Let's say right here on this line. Let's go ahead and double click. I'm going to edit this. Let's see, what I'll do is I'll shorten this line to about 9 feet. Okay, and I'm just going to copy that line and going to mirror it right over here to that side. So I want to mirror that, click enter, find our center. Now it's probably right there on one of those ramps somewhere. So we'll abandon that idea. And we'll just click on that, copy it, put it right on the edge that I want to snap to. Okay, and now I'm going to make that curve. Now right now I'm just working on that surface. I'm not working on the railing. All right, I'm going to put an arc right in here. Just make it that way. Cool. All right, so maybe we want some railings to go around that arc. Okay, so what I'm going to do in order to do that, whoops. All right, is I'm going to go into the railing tool like I normally would. I'm going to set my offset distance for 3 inches like I was instructed to do for this railing. And I'm going to start with the straight line tool. All right, and got our offset, yes. And remember, because this one kind of goes backwards, I'm going to draw from this point to this point right here where the arc begins. And that's a straight railing. I'm going to do the same over here, just from that point to the very end. Okay, so that's a straight piece of railing. Now I'm going to change my drawing tool to this, start end radius arc. And again, I'm going to go over here and start right there where that arc begins. Draw this way to the other side of the arc, and making sure I kind of lock on to both sides of that. And then I'll shape it. And typically, it'll tell you, like it is now, it's snapping and telling me, hey, you have a concentric radius here. Okay, that's where it needs to be. Okay, so there it is. And I have to go back and kind of clean up those corners. So I'll use my corner tool and do that. Click on one side and then click on the other side. So now I have a curved railing. Go into our 3D view and take a look. Here we go. All right, so that is it for railings.